come back to South Africa and try and clinch. We're not setting us any less achievements of going to or just a semi-final. We want to go further this year and play in the final and also go and win it. And that is our goals for this year. And the planning, and as Victor has alluded to, in the tri-series, I think we had a bit of a first game against India. Players came back. Team is looking in good spirits. It's high in spirits, and I think it's important that the team takes these key learnings into the World Cup. And I think the preparation around the amount of camps that we had, having bigger groups of camps, getting in and giving players opportunity on the back of the Women's Super League we had in December, I think it was a great opportunity for the SA under 19 players as well to ensure that we prepare as best as possible for the World Cup.
And just Clinton, another question for you. You mentioned the under 19 players. Can you just tell us how far wide does the scope of players that you look at in the 4-year period building up to a World Cup like this?
Well, I think the transition we made within contractuals of the players and how we've moved through that process. We've looked at 50 national contracts firstly. We've got the 10 high performance contracts. Then we've also got the 30 provincial contracts, which give us a bigger pool of players to look at. And then we also look at the players performing at provincial level. So we have the pools that operates within the system of cricket South Africa. And our net is as wide as that. We've been to the under 16 and 19 goals week in the past 2 years. So it's been returned after COVID. We've identified players in that group purely for under 19 selection. And similarly, then also looking at the better players in that group to transition them into the senior team to strengthen our pipeline. So we had a few players attending our camps in last year in preparation for under 19 and for the World Cup. And I think the pool of players is growing. The gap between provincial and international is quite significant. But I think therefore the structures that we have within CSA and the support programs that we do have now with the high performance coach as well, it gives us the best opportunity to ensure that the transition is successful.
So just lastly, before we get to the main event while we're all here, Vic, obviously women's cricket has grown exponentially over the last decade or so, and Momentum Proteas are an example of that, making semi-final after semi-final, but obviously not going all the way. Overall, what would be the sort of the target come preparing for a World Cup like this, especially at home? Does it add pressure to win it, especially when you're at home, just overall?
I think if you had to ask the team that question, whether they're at home, it will probably be more special to win it at home. But the last few World Cups that they've played in, I think the goal obviously has been trying to win it. You know, I think their first semi-final loss a few years ago, I can't remember when long that was, against England. I think the players were hurt from that, and ever since then their goal has been to try and win it, but unfortunately it's not been the case. But I'm sure they'll be striving to win it at home because it'll be even more special for them, you know. But it's a group of players that have been together for some time now, and they would want to do something special, and we're not a better place than at home to do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And without further ado, I would please like to ask the convener of selectors for the Proteas women, Mr. Clinton Dupree, to please go ahead and announce the ICC Women's T20 World Cup squad for South Africa that will be kicking off on the 10th of February against Sri Lanka at Six-Gun Girl Newlands Cricket Ground. Thank you, Clinton. Please just speak louder so everyone can hear you, please.
Thank you very much, Rita. Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the selection panel to announce the Momentum Proteas women's squad, who will be participating in the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in South Africa. From Fidelity Titans, our captain, Sunay Elise. From Hollywood Bets Dolphins, our vice captain, Chloe Tryon. Northwest Dragons, Annika Bosch. Six-Gun Girl Garden Route Badgers, Tasman Brits. Six-Gun Girl Western Province, Nadine de Klerk. Six-Gun Girl Garden Route Badgers, Annerie Derksen. Six-Gun Girl Western Province, Laura Goodall. Hollywood Bets Dolphins, Shibnam Ishmael. Six-Gun Girl Western Province, Sanalo Jafta. Eastern Province, Marizan Kap. DP World Lions, Ayabonga Kaka. Northwest Dragons, Masabata Klaas. Hollywood Bets Dolphins, Nonkulule Kumlaba. Six-Gun Girl Western Province, Dalmi Taka. Six-Gun Girl Western Province, Laura Wolfer. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the Momentum Proteas squad that will be representing South Africa at the ICC Women's T20 World Cup here at home from the 10th of February to the 26th of February, final taking place at Six-Gun Girl Newlands, Cape Town. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, may I please move over to the Q&A part of the event.